Bismillah. I am Dr. Syed Hussain, Associate Professor at Department of Zoology, Government College, University of Hyderabad. The topic of my presentation is fish meal alternative protein sources and aquaculture feeds. First of all, as we know that the global population is estimated to be increased up to 9.7 billion in 2050, and about 50% more food will be required to meet the demand of this fastly growing population. As the human population is going to be increased continuously, so one of the most crucial challenges faced by all over the world is to find the means to feed the people. Almost more than 50% of the world population is suffering from the undernutrition or malnutrition. So the importance of the aquaculture can be observed in current scenario as it ensures a rapid and consistent supply of aquatic species for food to overcome on this drastic challenge. Aquaculture, aquaculture is basically the culturing of aquatic organisms, including fish, mollusks, crustacean, and aquatic plants. Fish is basically acknowledged as a major nutrient-rich animal source feed. In this slide, we can see that Indian major crops are being cultured in Pakistan on large scale. In subcontinent, freshwater aquaculture is dominated by major carp species like Catla, Labiorhita, and Siranus mirigella. And in Pakistan, Indian major carps are being cultured in polyculture for maximum utilization of the feed sources in pond culture. Beside Indian major carps, there are also some carps being cultured like the Cyprinus carpio, which is also known as Gulfam. In Pakistan, it is basically an omnivorous fish and easily available throughout the Pakistan. It has high commercial value. Orychromis niloticus, also known as the Nile tilapia, freshwater habitat. It feeds on the plankton, especially the phytoplankton and benthic algae. It has fast growth rate, and Tinophragmodon idella, that is also known as a herbivorous, that is also a herbivorous fish. It is a cultivable species with other major crops like Catla, Labiorhita, and Siranus mirigella. It is considered among the highly growing species in Pakistan. Hypothalamic smolitrix, that is commonly known as the silver carp. It is the fish of freshwater that basically feeds on the both phytoplankton and zooplankton. It is widely introduced in Pakistan for algal control and as a food source. Aquaculture success basically depends upon the economy. Basically, depend on the economy of the feed. Aquaculture is developing more efficiently than any other food production sector. However, economic factors such as the cost of the feed are limiting its development. As we know that feed primarily accounts for the 50 to 60% of the total cost in fish farming. So the main objective of the fish farmer is to produce high quality fish feed at low cost. In past or in previous days, the fish meal was being used on the large scale to prepare the fish feed. Fish meal basically is a grind or ground dried fish and fish waste used as a fertilizer and animal feed. It is being used as a major source of uh, feed for the aquaculture species like fishes. It is also serve as taste attractant for the herbivorous and the omnivorous fish species such as the Indian major carp and the Chinese carps. Fish meal was being used due to its number of benefits, like it has essential amino acid, it has a good profile of the fatty acid, it is highly palatable and contain high digestible nutrients like protein, fat, etc. Besides these benefits, this fish meal have some problems like its demand is continuously rising, whereas its supply is totally unpredictable. So making it more expensive. So to overcome these problems, we have to search for the alternative of this fish meal. And when we search for the alternatives of the fish meal, we find plant byproducts that are cost effective and environment friendly. Especially these are biodegradable, have potential source of the protein and energy. They are less in cost. They are helpful in developing environment friendly aquafeed. Here is some uh, examples of the plant byproducts that are being used commonly nowadays in Pakistan, like sunflower meal, cottonseed meal, canola meal, etc. First of all, we talk about the Moringa oleifera. As we know that the Moringa oleifera basically known as the miracle tree that have an impressive range of the medicinal uses. It is a highly digestible mm, uh, protein like 80 to 91%, whereas the undigestible protein ratio is 1 to 2% of the total. So protein contents is reported more higher than the soybean varieties. And when we talk about the moringa oleifera leaf meal, it have highly promising protein sources at low level. It is an important source of the vitamins and minerals in fish feed. It is also rich in carotenoids, ascorbic acid, and minerals, especially iron, that is very useful for fish health. It have high amount of the other minerals such as the calcium, copper, zinc, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and sodium, etc. And it have a crude protein value that is 25 to 32%. That is very suitable to formulate the fish feeds. And this next one is Moringa oleifera seed meal. In Moringa seed, we find about 34 to 38% protein, 8.57 percent crude fat, whereas a wide range of the essential amino acids, especially methionine, cysteine, and tryptophan, etc. It also has saturated and unsaturated fatty acids in good amount. And the next is canola meal, that is also a good protein source and because of a good amino acid profile. Is good source. It has good source of the selenium and phosphorus contents. Sunflower seed meal is also being used in Pakistan on large scale. It is a very commonly present all over the Pakistan. No doubt, when we use the plant byproducts, we have to face some problems or challenges that like presence of the anti-nutritional factors in plant byproducts such as the phytates, lectins, saponins, protease inhibitor, tannins, glucosinolates, oligosaccharides, etc. So we have to to overcome these problems facing during the use of plant byproducts in fish feed. Various supplement may be added in the fish feed. That is the best solution to overcome such problems. And when we see about in the supplements, we have a large range of enzymes like phytase, protease, amylase, etc., and organic acid. Among organic acid, citric acid, very famous, probiotics, prebiotics, nanoparticle like selenium and chromium, etc. First supplement in our list is phytase, that is basically known as the mannitol hexophosphate carbohydrolase. It has so many advantages when we use in fish feed. It improves nutrient digestibility and fish growth performance. It improves the minerals availability. It also increases the bioavailability of the phosphorus, and resultingly, it is very much helpful to develop cost-effective and environment-friendly fish feed. Here you can see a typical structure of the phytate or phytic acid, in which we can see that the yellow color indicating the phosphorus, that is very important mineral, but is chelated with other nutrients like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, etc. So there is a need of certain enzyme which can break down these chelated complexes easily to make these nutrients available to the fish. And the other supplement is organic acid like citric acid that modify the mineral transport mechanism by altering the pH of the fish stomach. It also decreases the pH of the fish feed. Citric acid has unique flavor and high buffering capacity, so it is being used on large scale nowadays. When we in this diagram, you can see that when we add citric acid in fish feed, it will lower down the pH of the fish feed, that resultingly will decrease the intestinal pH. When intestine pH will be decreased, then the efficiency of the phytase enzyme will be increased, and both phytase and citric acid will break down the chelated complexes of the nutrients. Resultingly, they will increase the bioavailability of the nutrients, and ultimately, we will have a good production of the fish. And next supplement is the nanoparticle. As we know that the size of the minerals in nanoparticle is smaller than the 100 nanometers, so they may increase the bioavailability of the nutrients and minerals. In our lab, we have tested two major nanoparticle like selenium and chromium. Selenium is an essential trace element as it is involved in the enzymatic activity and prevention of oxidative damage to body tissue. The deficiency of the selenium causes great loss in livestock, and chromium is also involved in the carbohydrates, lipid, protein, nucleic acid metabolism. It is reported that supplementation of the chromium nanoparticle have beneficial effects on the carcass characteristic, meat quality, and individual skeletal muscle weight. It also increases the tissue chromium concentration in selected muscles and organs. In this figure, you can see that when we added nanoparticles, especially at 2 milligram per kg, they improved the hematology of the fish by improving its quality. The probiotics are also being used. Probiotics are also microorganisms and substances that contribute to the intestinal microbial balance and microbial cell administered in certain way, which reaches the gastrointestinal tract and remain alive with the aim of improving health and growth. Nowadays, probiotics and prebiotics are being used on large scale in fish feed that improve the nutrient digestibility, and ultimately the overall production of the fish is being increased. And at the last, it seems that several authors working in the fish feed research have agreed on the inevitable requirement of using the plant byproducts based protein ingredient to replace fish meal in the diet for commercially cultivable aquatic animals. So, taking this board, we may hope that the fish meal will no longer be a part of the fish diets in future. Although there is a major challenge in the expansion of the plant ingredients, it is justified by many researchers that through proper dietary tactics, fish can be fed with excess plant protein without any negative performance. Use of plant byproducts may lead to a way for better coordination of fisheries with agriculture, and can achieve a goal of better aquaculture production in an eco-friendly, cost-effective, and more sustainable way. Thank you.